What was it like? You spent the whole day with us in the elevator. What's the elevator to you? What was it like?
I was pretty impressed. I didn't know what I was like going to be walking into today. I mean, I kind of did, but um, it was way cool. It felt like I was like, you know, I don't know. I felt like I was way cooler than I actually am.
You also today, I mean, besides inside the elevator, you also went out and we shot stills
Mm-hmm.
and we also shot technology Polaroids.
Yeah.
What was that like? Just when Bob pulled out that Polaroid camera.
That was really cool because, I mean, like, I think Polaroids are cool because they have like that old school like feel to them. You know, you look at a Polaroid camera or a Polaroid picture, and it looks like it could be something. I mean, it looks just like what, like from the 50s or something like that. You know what I mean? So it was cool to see him do that, for sure. It took me by surprise because I didn't expect him to. And I think that was an old one. He said it's an old Polaroid camera too, not like a new Polaroid camera. So it was neat.
Yeah, that's original equipment.
Yeah.
I think Bob's parents took pictures of him opening gifts when he was 7.
Wow.
Also, you had the recording itself. What did you think? We're using some really vintage sound equipment, Bob, our sound guy. What did you think of your sound?
I thought it sounded really cool. Like, I mean, honestly, I didn't really know, I mean, in a room like this, what it would sound like, but it was really good. I'm like really excited to hear it.
Tell everybody, who are you? And either you're from Nashville or you're Gaylord. I mean,
Yeah.
you are the queen of Gaylord.
Well, actually, I live in a little town called Lovells. So I grew up I was born and raised up in Lovells, which is kind of in between Gaylord and Grayling. And I grew up playing bluegrass and country music with my dad. And my dad was a banjo picker. And I grew up listening to that music and playing music with him, like early on. And so I just kind of picked up where, he left off and just keeping on with it.
How little were you when you saw your dad play, and what did that influence you? How did that influence?
Oh, I remember it my whole life, I mean, probably ever since I was a little baby. Um, I don't really know. Like, I think it really just shaped who I was. Like, um, you know, the style of music he played, country and bluegrass, is pretty simple kind of stuff. Um, I think I'm kind of same,
Did
you
he
know?
look like anybody? I mean, if you go back in time, did your dad have like sideburns, cool hair?
Let's see. He kind of looked like Harrison Ford. I think, from Indiana Jones. Like that look, that was my dad.
What are you doing now? I do know that not long ago, you went down and you recorded with John Prine's producer.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. How special was that?
That was really, really cool. Uh, just to be down in that like studio, it was just, I mean, it was great. I was working with a really great producer, and hopefully we'll be working on some more stuff together. But it was pretty magical, being in that place and working with him. And he's worked with some great people. And we played together. He kind of worked with me a little bit on some of my new songs, and it was cool. It was really cool.
Can you tell everybody who he was and what people he's worked with?
Yeah, so his name is Ray Kennedy. He's worked with like Lucinda Williams and Steve Earle, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, a lot of real cool players in Nashville.
Well, that has to be special because we lost John during COVID. And
Yes.
there he is back in his studio. So where do you see yourself, especially with music today? It's not getting radio airplay like it did.
Mm-hmm.
Country Music Awards, it's all shifted. So I mean, everything everyone's on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
Are you worried about music in general?
Not really, because I think that like, live music is where it's at, and that's where it's always going to be at. you know? So like, yeah, you can you can listen to it on different things like Spotify or YouTube or whatever, you can listen to it, but it's like, I think that you go to a live show, you can't beat that. And as long as you can, you know, as long as we can play live and finally get back out to it, then I'm happy, you know?
How important is your social media? What do you got? I mean, how much, because you do have a following.
Social media is like a funny thing to me because it's important, but like honestly, like I don't really like it. So it's like a struggle for me to like kind of be on it, you know. But it is important, I guess. You know, a lot of people look at that kind of stuff, but I'd rather just, you know, get away with it, or, you know.
What is it that you don't like about social media?
I guess it's just. Sometimes like, you know, like as like a performer or really anybody, like there's like a pressure to like post and share and all that kind of stuff, and I'm more of like, I just want to be in the moment. I don't necessarily want to have to share everything I do all the time, you know what I mean? That's another reason why I like live stuff, like going to shows and stuff. You want to come see me play, come see me play, or, you know, and then I'll meet you there. And you know, but like as far as like posting things on social media or sharing things on social media, I don't know, I'd rather just be in like real time, you know.
Where do you write your songs mostly? Where do your best songs come from? What part of the house or where, car?
Well, I kind of like to like, you know, I like to go away, be alone in a room, and it's usually at night. I drink a little bit of wine just to kind of relax or whatever, and then they just start coming. Yeah.
Do you write better songs when you're sad or when you're happy?
um, you know, both, both. I've written. I feel like I've written some of my best songs when I was really in the middle of something bad. But I kind of like writing when I'm in a good mood too, because I'm more like thoughtful and like really, I feel like more creative when I'm not sad, but I'm like, you know, like maybe have some coffee or something. You know, I got some caffeine or something, you know, so my brain's really working good. And so both, I guess.
Who would you like to work with? You brought a really great guitarist with you. First of all, who is that?
His name is Jordan. I met him recently. He's from Detroit area, and yeah, we've just been picking for the past month or so. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. He's really really great, and working with kind of some new people, or trying to get like kind of a new group together. I'm kind of still finding the right people, but I'm working on it. It's going good.
People are starting to leave other states and they're actually gravitating towards Michigan. Michigan's got a real respected music community.
Yeah.
Do you plan on staying in Michigan or do you think you gotta go to Nashville or you don't have to?
Well, I'll probably always live in Michigan because you know, it's my home. But yeah, Nashville's kind of like, it seems to be like the music. I mean, I think it is the music capital, you know. There's a lot of stuff going on down there too, but I don't really think it's necessary. You know, I'll take a trip down there every once in a while and get the work done, you know, but I'll stay here in Michigan.
Is there something that would take you out of your comfort zone that you might want to do someday? Like, you know, stay with who you are, your sound, and collide it with like a thrash band?
I don't know if I could ever do that. I don't really know. I mean, I used to play in a punk band, you know, and I mean, I like to kind of keep them separate, though. You know what I mean? I like to be like, I'll do this for this band, and then I'll play like country music, and to mix the two. I mean, I would try it probably, but I don't think I'd like it.
When I first started listening to punk, I got an import of the Sex Pistols.
Okay.
Everybody's playing disco, I'm listening to Sex Pistols. And I was able to take out any kind of aggression. Since you have punk roots, does that help you with anybody saying, Rachel, quit, you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this? Is that punk a little rebel in you?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, I'll always be 15 at heart. You know what I mean? Like I'm always like, you know, stand up for what I believe in, and do whatever I want. You know, I mean, people are always going to have their opinions about things, and that's cool. you know, but I know deep down what's right, what I want to do, and I'll do it, you know.
Have people, or would you compromise at all? You have your own style. And I don't know you that well, but I know that I bet you I can't win an argument. I mean, what is that like, your standards? Are you gonna, you know what you're gonna do?
I do. I know what I want. I do. I mean, like, I'm open though, like, okay, so like with working with people and stuff like that, like I'm open to ideas, and especially like people who I feel like I can trust and kind of have experience and stuff like that. Like, you know, I feel like there's always something to learn, but as far as like who I am and the kind of music I want to do, I have a pretty clear vision of what I want to do, you know, and so I'm going to do it.
What do you want?
Like, as far as like my music career and stuff like that, or?
Gotta check. What do you want? I mean, where do you see, it's all said and done, what is success to you? What do you want? What's your finish line?
You know, it's hard to say. I know that I mean, I want to play on some, I want to, you know, play some better, well, I shouldn't say better. I want to play some bigger festivals. I want to maybe open up for some good bands, and I want to have a new record out that, you know, I want to play the Opry. That's my number one. I want to play the Opry.
So if you stood on that circle, what would make you cry? What artist that you said, I'm sharing the footsteps in this circle? What's that circle? Who's in that circle?
Hank Williams. He played the Ryman, you know, the original Grand Ole Opry. And to stand there and sing where Hank Williams sang would just be, oh my gosh, it would just be, I probably would cry.
Is there something about Hank? I mean, he's obviously a rebel. They kicked him out of the opera. Are there other people you'd like to play festivals with? What festival, and who would you like to share that stage with?
You know, I haven't thought too much about that. There are some cool, like country Americana groups that I like. You know, coming out right now. There's a really great singer. His name is Coulter Wall. I think he's really good. Let's see. You know, of course, I'd like to share a stage with Sturgill Simpson's band. You know, that would be good. You know. Let's see. Who else do I like? I like so many new groups, though. You know, like I just want to get back out there. Really, I just want to go on stage and be able to play again. You know.
You mentioned Americana. I've watched and gravitated for, you know, Steve Earle, or I even think the first Americana act was Ricky Nelson.
Oh, okay.
But Americana, would you rather stay in that valley, or do you want to move over to what's happening in Nashville right now? Because there's a different sound.
There totally is, actually. I agree. I kind of feel like I don't really fit perfectly in either side. Okay, so like the Americana stuff, I don't know. I don't really feel like I fit with that. I don't really feel like I fit in mainstream Nashville. I kind of fit like somewhere else in the middle, maybe. I think that's, yeah, it's kind of.
Are there any role models that you have? You mentioned Lucinda Williams.
Yep.
Who, you know, I love her, and, you know, she recently had a stroke. She's coming off that. Or is there somebody like a Lucinda or Emmylou Harris, or Loretta Lynn, or, I mean, who are those folks that really helped you, that inspire you today?
Well, really, okay, so it changes, you know. So like, number one is probably Hank Williams. He's probably my number one. And then George Jones, you know, I really like him. I really like Loretta Lynn. I think, yeah, I like Patsy Cline a lot. Who else do I like? Oh, Johnny Cash, for sure. Johnny Cash. He's probably up there, my top favorite.
I can't put you in a box. I said, to me, she's like if Amy Winehouse collided with Tammy Wynette.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which I love.
I love Tammy Wynette. Yeah.
I can't put you in a box, and which I think is great. That's how come you're so unique. And did you think when Bob reached out to you, and that was long ago, that he was a stalker?
No, I didn't think that. I didn't think he was a stalker. No. Um, but he did reach out a couple times, I remember, and I kind of just, I have a, I kind of space on it a little bit, That's why I, really liked it when Paul was here. He helped me with that.
Yeah, because it was real funny. It's like Bob saying, "You got to see her, man." We did, and he kept reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. How important is our platform, Elevator or GoGo, for artists, up and coming, or somebody as seasoned as you mentioned Sturgill Simpson or
Mm-hmm.
Steve Earle? This platform that we're trying to give artists is unique, but how important is it now? Because musicians took a huge hit.
Yeah.
How important?
I was just gonna say it's super important. Like I appreciate everything that you guys did today. Right now or in the past like year, artists, musicians, like pretty much we fell flat on our face. And it's been really tough. Coming in here like today, it's just like wow, like how cool is this? That I got to do that video and took some photos, and I had my hair and makeup done. It was like a good like lift like spiritually, but also just like a great like opportunity. I'm just really grateful. It's been really wonderful.
Well, you got a home here, and you got to sign the elevator, and you tell anybody that you love.
Okay.
You had mentioned people that you run across and you really like. Tell them to come here.
I will.
And
Yeah.
that's really nice because it's been a rough year. You lost your manager.
I did. Yeah.
And you mentioned spirituality. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, you got any advice for people that have run into a lot of hardship?
Well, the one thing I think about is I don't. It's kind of cliche, I guess, but it's like you just gotta. I always like. I am the kind of person where I always have like a goal, or I'm always looking forward. So it's like no matter like all the stuff that like weighs you down or whatever, as long as I mean, you're moving forward. You have to. The days keep going by. Time keeps ticking. So it's like as long as you got your eye on whatever it is you want, you're gonna make it, or whatever it is. I feel like like you're gonna get there at least some way. You're gonna find some type of satisfaction. So just keep, I'm a goal person. I like to keep I focused on the goal. And that's what I do.
Is there a song that is so new, it's in your head? Do you have is there a title that nobody knows about that you can tell us right now?
A brand new song?
To a brand new song?
Yeah, I got a couple of brand new ones that I'm doing. I got a really good one, or I think it's pretty good. It's called Bad Habit. And I think it's going to be a good one.
What does that come from, Bad Habit? What is that?
It's kind of like a mix of like a song about a relationship, sort of looking at like being in a relationship you shouldn't be in. Okay, so it's kind of like the classic country theme. It's like cheating, substance abuse, and sadness. You know what I mean? It's like all of that combined into one song. And it's like, it's kind of about a person, and it's kind of saying, you're my bad habit. I can't. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about recording that one.
Does the titles come last?
Actually, it just kind of depends. Like my last CD, The Loneliness in Me, that title, for that song was first, and I didn't know what it was going to be yet, but I was like, The Loneliness in Me is something. And so then I wrote the song with that like line, The Loneliness in Me, and then it just kind of came in to be the whole album. But yeah, so the title was first on that. Other times it's the opposite.
Do you find yourself writing cursive? I mean, your lyrics as opposed to getting on PC? I mean, do you still have paper? Is it paper?
Yep, it's paper. Yep. It's like when I'm not at home, I'll use my like phone to like get an idea just so I remember it. But when I'm at home, I have to have paper because I like write it over and over again and like work through ideas, and it's just how I work. I gotta write it down.
who knows, maybe 50 years from now, somebody will walk into Pawn Stars and say, hey, I've got Rachel, this is
Yeah.
only in me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, and thank you for coming down here, and please tell your friends, and you've got a home here.
Thank you very much. No, thank you for having me. This has truly just been like the best day ever. It's been great. Thank you so much.
Bless.
Yeah.